All right, coming at you in 3, 2.
I think you need to say clearly what happened.
Who gives a fuck?
I don't care if you personally hit Candace Owens and her stanky
cray.
No good thing starts with, I was thinking about my ex.
He ain't learned his lesson. That's a brother ain't gonna learn shit.
I know this is gonna be unpopular, and I don't care.
Let's keep this shit funky.
What's happening? What's craculating? What's unpopping, good people? Welcome to the Unpopin Show, home of unpopular opinions. I am the one T-Storm, and joined by, as always, my brother in crime, the one and only DJ Mike Swift.
What's happening? What's happening? Please make sure you pay the cost of admission as you come through the door. Hit the subscribe button, then hit the notification bell. Select all so you're notified when we drop new episodes. We're playing with shorts a lot these days, and it seems like YouTube doesn't like our shorts very much. So notifications for the shorts haven't been going out, but you get that little blue dot on our logo when we drop something new if you're subscribed to the channel. So subscribe, leave a like. That's the best algorithm that YouTube uses to push us, or the best metric that uses, or tool that YouTube uses to push us in the algorithm. And if you feel so inclined, please leave a comment.
You said that YouTube don't like our shorts. That's kind of discriminatory, probably because it's wintertime. And why are you wearing shorts in the goddamn winter?
We promised there's no
shit.
skid marks on those shorts,
Right.
YouTube. So
Some white boy shit, wearing shorts in the snow. What are you doing?
no, but look, thanks for everybody who's watching them. I mean, they have quickly surpassed a lot of our videos in terms of performance. Some of you think they're funny. Some of you have comments. So please keep the comments coming. Please keep watching it. I'm just trying something new, and I'm liking it. So
yeah. Real quick, shout out to our new subscribers. Darnell, I'm going to butcher your name. I'm going to tell you right now. So don't expect me to say any of these names correctly. Just say, oh, he about to fuck it up. And you might be wrong. Darth Pelagus. Pelagus? Okay. Thank you. That boy in his music. Also, LIW213 also subscribe. Shout out to Rhonda Hamill. I almost said Hamilton. My bad. Roderick Orange, Taroya Hollis, Maine Anderson, and I don't know why. I don't want to say this name. Babyhead Gangster. I want to say that's so funny to me. That is a fantastic handle. Babyhead Gangster. Thank you so much for subscribing, man.
the joke that I have, YouTube would certainly cancel this video over.
Now I just imagine a bite-sized Mike Tyson. Big body, little ass head. Hard though, just ridiculously. Just my headphones have caught onto my hoodie in here. Hang on, people. I'm good. What the heck?
Kaylee was trying to choke you out earlier.
Yeah, basically.
I said, take out the garbage, mother.
Can't leave no marks. Gotta look like an accident. So there's been a couple of things that's happened in the do we really give a damn type world.
Right.
One in particular, Kanye West apparently got married. Now, I was prepared to kind of riff on this. I don't have any real details in front of me. Maybe I should. But I don't really care.
Neither did I, right? I saw that story surface earlier in the week because I have my alerts, unfortunately, on Twitter. And Twitter thinks that I care about every trivial story that happens, so it goes off constantly. And that one came across a few times from a few different outlets, and I saw it and was like, oh, he got married. Okay. And I just didn't even bother to open it to read it.
Okay.
Did he get married to his therapist? That's the only way I would care. Get a therapist, man. It
wouldn't be much of a therapist if he did marry. So, it's an Australian bride. Okay, so I'm looking at a dailymail.com headline. Uncensored Kanye's new Australian bride leaves little to the imagination as she smokes a cigarette, bare-breasted, sunbathes in teeny bikini, and shows off curves in newly unearthed photos taken before they were secretly married. Her name is Bianca Sensori. And I'm not sure the details if they're actually like legally married or not, or legally married in the States. I don't know. But she's a looker. You know,
well, let's find.
She looks all right.
Oh, I was about to say let's find a photo for the people, and I found a photo. All right, can't show that one. Let's find one that's YouTube safe. I think this one is YouTube safe.
Therapist or stripper, either way, one of those.
She,
I don't know what she does for a living. I guess is she a model?
She is a Kim Kardashian clone, it would seem.
Yes.
See, that fell. Let's get that camera back right.
And so you see that, and that was the other thing I was going to say. He's seemingly trying to replace or to replace, Kim Kardashian.
I ain't mad though.
Yeah, sure,
I'm not upset.
Kind of pre-surgery Kim K-ish.
Depends on what hemisphere of the body we're talking about.
The tatas don't look like they were operated on. I can't tell.
No, I'm just saying in comparison to pre or post-surgery Kim K. I think the northern hemisphere is post-surgery Kim K, and the southern hemisphere is pre.
Oh, okay.
And that's just based on this particular photo and me having very limited understanding of what that actually means, because I've only ever been with natural women. I've never, ever. Yeah, I'm just going to leave that.
So you've not been in a bar and seen a woman with a breast job and he goes, are those real? And they offer you to go, well, go ahead. Test them out.
No.
That's not happened to you yet?
No. And honey, he said yet. It's never going to happen. Although not for nothing, I don't think she would be too pissed off at me if that did happen.
Yeah, test them out. That's not happened. You haven't experienced that.
No, I haven't.
I think that's happened to me once. It was with European women, and I don't remember what they felt like. They didn't feel like natural. They were a little firmer than I expected. Weird. I don't know. In any case, I'll say this: hang with me a little more, Mike. Maybe it'll happen.
No. No, I'm good. I am so good.
I know the spots.
Clearly. Clearly,
the places to make
keep
that
in
happen.
touch.
Yeah, I keep a finger on the pulse of certain things. I ain't out there, but I know where to go.
2 points for finger on the pulse.
Thank you.
Speaking of European,
yeah.
Have you heard the story with Young Miami?
As I woke up and saw that P Diddy was trending, I was like, okay, what in the world is? Yes, I did hear the story.
Do you have that clip?
I'll pull it up.
Because so if you're unaware of who Young Miami is part of the City Girls. She has a podcast now.
Diddy's little boo.
Diddy's boo. She has a podcast now, and she had rapper Trina on her podcast, and a question came up. I can't remember exactly what the question is. T's gonna pull the clip, but she confessed to a bit of a kink that had people speculating about her intimate romantic relationship with her boyfriend, because Diddy refuses to claim that title. P. Diddy. And the internet blew up. Instead of just being the letter P and the name Diddy, they went P-E-E Diddy, which is clever and hilarious.
Yeah. There was quite a few urination headlines because what's his name? Kevin Gates said something wild also. I'm trying to find, okay. Let me just look up gold.
I shot you an email with a link to the story.
Oh, bet. Okay. Stand by, good people. Thank you for being so patient with us.
You got to go to about 147, I think. And folks, I'll leave a link to this in the description box. And apologies, because I say that a lot on the show, and then I forget to put the link in the description. So this time I will not forget, and I will actually put it in there. So you can go and hear this.
You said about 147?
Yeah, about 147.
All right.
I feel great. Before we start, bartender, let me get a Carisha, please.
This interview is being brought to you by Delion.
Jeez.
Not a minute 47, an hour 47.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, that makes a difference.
It was a very long podcast. It was like 2 hours.
No.
Yeah,
See, that's getting a little personal. Men, yeah.
When I think of a man, I just think of like a hairy hoe.
And I don't want to lick no man's.
Okay, that's
I don't
not
want
it,
you to
but-
be the- I don't want you to want
I
me.
will look at a man.
Will? With the hair?
I just want to try it.
I don't want to try with the hair. You got to laser or wax that first, and then I'm not afraid to do
It's like
it
if your wax, why your wax?
because I'm about to lick it. And I call my waxer over. We gonna get to some things, but I'm not gonna just like randomly take the chance of licking your and we on this good date and the vibe is set and you about to lick my and now your is busting out with this tree in the back. I'm not gonna do that. That's gonna fuck.
Okay, I was not ready for that one.
Well, that wasn't me either. That was not the clip that I heard, but okay.
An hour 40.
Be just full of hair and like.
That's okay. I did not know that about Trina. Wow. Okay.
I just don't like it. I don't like that. I don't like. You got to get that hair out your everywhere.
Yeah, I'm saying, but
Because as a man,
Okay, they're still talking about it. That's
Yeah,
it.
skip ahead a little bit, Jesus.
down on the bush.
but some women say that.
No.
No,
No, I
Some
don't
women say
care.
they don't like bald because it gives. They like a little.
No, that's not. No. We are grown. You know it's not hair and like
The girl.
one. Oh, is that the same thing as? Or
Yeah, they.
Okay, go back just a little bit.
This is
shower?
A little bit more.
But I've never experienced like me. I'm a Brazilian girl. I need everything off.
Yeah.
I love it
you
like
got to roll with this.
All right. Yeah.
There you go.
very fresh and yeah. The hair in the butt for them. No, let's go. Next card for you. Let's keep everybody nice and waxed and lasered and shaved or whatever your choice is. Let's get rid of the hair. It's too hot for the hair. We're not in the winter.
I mean, who wants hair in your mouth in the first place?
Okay.
Yeah, why I picked this one?
Oh Lord. What is it?
I can't say it.
You got to.
It say take a shot if you like showers. I do.
Showers, meaning when the guy on you, you everywhere. You like it?
I just like it.
You do? Freak. Freak of the week, huh? So you say take a shot. You say take a shot? Oh, we need
Yeah,
a shot.
I take a shot.
You like showers?
I do.
But
It's
like peeing on you?
I don't know. It's just I don't know. It's just do something.
I'm gonna be honest. Hold on, one more thing. I need something a little. So I'm gonna be honest with you. I've never had a shower.
I did.
Did you? I've never had a shower. Like I've given one. Oh, is that the same thing as? Or
Yeah, they say that. I don't know, but I don't had a shower and I like.
I give them.
Okay. Okay. All right. Oh, they hanging with Donald Trump? What the hell is going on?
Listen, clearly it was a party at R. Kelly house.
Clearly. Okay.
Yeah.
That's a bit much. So here's the so what people do when they put what they in their private what consenting adults do with each other in the privacy of their own home is it's your business. But okay, you put that out there. I don't think Mr. Combs would want that information out in the public like that, because I mean, even if he's not the one that's done it, we sure can get there from because this is your piece. You know what? Peace be still.
Listen, I agree, right? What you do in your home is your business. And when you put it out there in the streets, you open yourself up for a lot of critique and a lot of criticism. And I will more than happily offer my critique and my criticism.
I mean, what would Big say? Would he be like, yo, that's the Pip Daddy? Like, it's my man Pip Daddy.
With that with the hair conversation gives new meaning to 10 crack commandments.
Well done.
Thank you.
Well done, ladies and gentlemen, Mike Swift. Yeah, that's a lot, man. That's a lot. That is a lot. And kudos to her for being, unabashed. Well, no, she was kind of bashful. She didn't want to say it, but it was kind of a dick.
It's her show. She could have said it or not said it.
Yo, she went with it. That's interesting.
She went with it because she thinks it's cute. And when I saw this, and I'm sorry, I'm not sorry. I mean, I hate to get super serious with it, but when I saw her talking, you know who it reminded me of? The young lady who took the photo in front of the Rattler statue in Tallahassee. That's who it reminded me of.
Well, that's her idol. That's her idol. That's the kind of, that's the standard. You hear, young ladies refer to themselves as city girls. So,
Yeah, it makes me sad that that's the standard. It makes me sad that that's her idol, and that is what women are emulating. That's what women are emulating, bro.
So, okay, so us coming up, the women that we were into and little girl, the people in our peer group, it was Janet Jackson, it was Whitney Houston. Now, I'm not saying these people are perfect at all. History, shows, would say that Whitney was dealing with, substance abuse and ultimately,
succumb.
Led to a demise. And we found out much, much later that Janet was a real freak. But that was later. And even then, she ain't never talked about golden showers. Or did she?
I don't think
go
she
back
did.
Go back to some of her music. She was saying some stuff in If and Throb and on other records. She was talking some stuff. But again, I don't think it was it was at least clever where it wasn't, just blatant language that, you had to kind of decipher some of the things that, especially that music was saying back then. Anita Baker ain't never talked about Sade ain't never said nothing like, you know what I'm saying? Like, geez.
Hell, I don't even think Lil' Kim has said anything crazy like that. And Lil' Kim ain't the cleanest person in the world.
Right.
It's at what point do we say as not even as a society, but as a smaller community of African-American people or Black people, or I don't know. But at what point do we say, okay, enough is enough? My kid, you do whatever you want, but this needs not be marketed to children. This person needs not be held up to 18-year-old, 20-year-old, 21-year-old, 17, 16-year-olds as an example of who to be like or what to do. And look, and to be fair to her, I'm sure she didn't say, I want to be a role model to children, right? But she wound up as one. So I think when life puts you in a position, you have to acknowledge that position and move accordingly.
Yeah, I mean, to her defense, I mean, I remember Charles Barkley saying he wasn't nobody's role model. And he was thrust in that position where he was looked at, and he wasn't trying to be that. I think his position has changed since then, but that's what comes with maturity, time, age. You know what I mean? So perhaps this is one of those things where this young lady is just that very young, pretty young. I don't even know how old she is.
She's 38 years old, bro.
No, stop playing. Who are we talking about?
I'm pretty sure she is. Let me double check.
I take all that back.
Young Miami age.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. 28. She's 28.
Oh, okay. I wanted to say I take all that back. I was like, wait a minute. You ain't that young.
28 years old.
Oh, man.
My bad. I didn't mean to give you 10 years. But if you were 38, and your skin is flawless, I get that.
And then for Trina, she's kind of been, I don't know, I don't really have much to say. I don't have any much more to say about that. Along the same lines, Kevin Gates, and I don't even want to get into it. It's because it's too disgusting to even repeat. But he said he likes drinking a glass
of lemonade. We'll say lemonade.
Lemonade from his lady's lemonade. Like that's a thing, really? Dude, okay, that's a bit much. That's yeah.
You think people are just not even people? So let me not put that on people. Do you think folks with access, money, and power have done so much that they're just bored?
No, I don't know. I guess some. Okay, they say money doesn't change who you are. Just kind of
it amplifies it.
Amplifies who you are. So if that's what you're into, that's what you're into. And going, I ain't gonna hide it no more. I'm gonna just say it. But that's yeah.
I'm really right now, and I'm sorry, my silence, and I'm just. Because I honestly, I didn't think too deeply about this before we started talking about it, but now I'm very curious about the mentality, the thought process. Like, what does that mean, right? If I do this, am I expecting for you to think that I am now more loyal and more monogamous and more engaged and more into you than I was before?
Listen, I go back to what I said. What consenting adults do in the privacy of their own homes, what they do with each other is their business. You start talking about it, it sounds weird to me. I'm not into it. I don't want nobody's lemonade. I don't want to touch mine. I got babies. I don't even like. I got to change their diapers. And, if you've changed a boy's diaper before, sometimes that air hit them and they shoot up and you get hit. That is not a good feeling at all.
It's not.
So I can't imagine an adult. Yeah.
Okay. So I got another question.
Boy.
And it's, you think he washed his hands after he go to the bathroom? I mean, if you're gonna drink lemonade, then you probably don't really care that much about it getting on your hands. You're putting it in your mouth. Why you care about it getting on your hands?
How about this? What does breath smell like?
Depends on what she had for breakfast.
I know for some reason there's a pungent smell every time the brother say ah. It's not like onions or nothing. It's more like asparagus. It's just, I don't know what it is.
He don't buy mince, he buys urinal cakes.
Yes. Mike Swift, ladies and gentlemen.
I'm 2 for 2 tonight.
So, Jesus. Okay, you know what? Let's just keep it disgusting. Let's just keep it freaky. All right. How about Kiely Williams of the group 3LW? You remember Kiely? She was the young lady, light-skinned young lady with the gap in her tooth. Gap tooth. She was cute. What's my sister that was on Power? She, left the group. Well, she was put out of the group. She accused Kiely Williams of throwing chicken at her.
Oh my God.
At some point back when they were all together. And Kiely was kind of toyed with, that she hadn't did it. And then she did some weird video where she kind of admitted that she did or whatever the case.
Sorry, folks. I took a quick second to Google Miss Kiely Williams. I will share my Google screen.
Please do.
Yeah.
If you see what she looks like then and see what she looks like now, she's still an attractive young lady. She is now a mother. She's married. She was just on a show, I think it was called R&B Divas. Something like that. I watched her. Me and my wife watched the season where they brought all these women together to create like a super group.
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's not R&B Divas. What was the name of the group? It was I forget it was on. Oh my God. Okay. You know what? Regardless, she was on just. Oh yeah, it was not R&B Divas. Okay, I'm gonna be real unprofessional right now. Please forgive me, people. Hey, Kay! What was the name of the show that Kiely Williams was on? It was a reality show. All those other, because I'm on camera. All those other young ladies that was on, and the twins that were obnoxious, and Kiely Williams was kind of obnoxious too, but she was kind of punkish. It was called The Encore. Is that what it was called? The Encore? Thank you. It was called The Encore. That's my research.
Kiely. Shout out to Kiely, research director for the show.
Yes. Yeah, BET. It was called BET Presents The Encore, and they brought all these women together. It started like 20 of them, and it dwindled down to 4 or 5, whatever. And these were all accomplished singers. They were all part of a bunch of different groups. Hang on, let me see about. Oh, filth, foreign filth. Any case, okay. So anyway, Aubrey, what's the girl that was in Diddy's group? Anyway,
it looks like Nivea. Is that Nivea?
Yes.
It looks like Nivea. This Kiely girl. Keely looks like old girl from Total. Is that her?
Pam, yes, Pam was in. She's become a Christian. She doesn't, she was like the voice of reason on the show.
The rest of them, I have no idea who they are. I could pick out 3.
702, 2 of the girls from 702 were there. And the other twins, they were in I forget what was the name of the group, that song, Lean With It, Rock With It, those 2 girls, they were the most obnoxious. But any case, I go on a circle to go say that Kiely Williams just made headlines saying that she successfully smashed 75% of B2K.
Correct me if I'm wrong. How many? It was what? 3 dudes in B2K?
It was 4.
It's 4 dudes in B2K.
At least 4.
So she
Hold on,
banged
hold on.
3
Hang
out
on,
of 4.
let me check my research department. Hey, Kayla! How many people in the group B2K? I ain't asked for their name, just how many of them. It was 4, right? 4. All right, thank you. Research says there was 4 members of the group B2K.
I think I smell a new bit.
Yeah. That's the research department with the facts. So 75% of B2K.
Did she say which ones?
Let's see. Because initially she said that it was an entanglement with several members of the group B2K. So she called it an entanglement.
Listen, that don't sound like an entanglement. It sounds like a pretzel. Right? Like, there's some stuff going on. They're entangled, all right.
And upon research, hang on, I think I have what it actually was. Hang on, bear with me. This is it. Is this it? Yeah. Can you hear that? Yeah, so that's the sound of a train passing. Actually, several trains passing. Yeah, she basically had a train ran on her and it was all good with it. Let's see if there's audio.
Did you ever date Raz B from B2K?
Date is a loose word. Date is I wouldn't give that definition. I think I said entanglement. With
but
all of them
entanglement
except for Omari.
Was the entanglement
I've
at
grown,
the same
I
time?
can admit it. Everybody has their hoe days. Let them have them. We can look back on them days when we're older and be like, yeah, I was out there thudding.
So wait.
Yeah, I got kids. I don't care.
So Kiely, Fizz, J Book, Raz B at the same damn time?
Only one time. That's only a one-time thing.
I'm mad now. Why am I mad now? Like, I'm mad at this.
Wait, Mike, did you hear that? She said,
I can't hear it. It didn't come through.
oh,
What'd she
that's
say?
the train sound effect again. Okay. How do you feel about this there, Mr. Swift? She goes, everybody has their days.
I heard that part. Everybody does not have their days. And I highly recommend that you don't. In fact, we can't say that word. We have to blur that word out.
We do?
Yeah. The common phrase now for it is 304. They call them 304s.
Oh, like the pagers flipped over?
If you, in the calculator, if you put in that number and turn it upside down, then you get what that actually spells out.
Right.
I don't think everyone has that. And I think it's a terrible, terrible message to put out there that everyone does or everyone should, because again, there are people listening, there are young women listening who might be on the precipice of doing 75% of a guy's friend group and may think, oh, well, I felt this, but it's okay, so I'll do it. It's not okay. But that's not what suddenly got me sad / angry. You said she was a mom now. The audio didn't break down, people. That was just me clipping that for YouTube purposes.
Ludicrous, ladies and gentlemen. The young man, Chris Bridges, he was spot on at some point. You doing activities, tendencies, so your friends, so your enemies. I'm sorry, this just tickles me. Listen, man.
She's got a kid, and no one knew about this, and she just made it public, and now her kid is going to have to deal with his buddies or her buddies. Be like, your mama did B2K. I'll learn.
Now we got to go back and listen to some B2K lyrics to see if she got a shout out.
She did. The song is called Bump, Bump, Bump. It's the reason they didn't call it Bump, 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 Bump.
Right. Oh, man. Wow, son. That's okay. That whole days thing, I've heard that several times. I have a friend that shall remain nameless. But our inner circle highlighted and, remember the days of our dear friend having her time in college. Pre-college, I dated this person when they were the, what's the word? Innocent. Just barely get a handshake. And then left for college and became the Oprah Winfrey of the cookie pass out. You get the cookie. You get the cookie. You get the cookie. Everybody gets the cookie. And she refers to it as her face. And she said amongst all of us, hey, women go through that. And her friends quickly said, other women said, no, bitch, you. That was you. Don't put that on all of us. So I mean, there's growing pains, but yeah, to give details like that has to be embarrassing for her husband and for her kids. I know her husband don't want to know that. But I mean,
and I'm glad you said that.
I would think. You know what I mean?
Well, I hope that he knows, right? Like, if you get to the point you marry a person, all right, your past is your past, but don't let me bump into your past at a party and not know what's happening, right?
Right.
But I wonder how oh God, I'm gonna make some assumptions here, and I will freely admit that they're hungry must you be for attention to dig up something from your past that wasn't public industry knowledge or public world knowledge for that matter, and put it out and put it on blast and laugh about it to embarrass your husband and your kid, and to some degree potentially jeopardize your marriage. How hungry must you be for attention to do that? And why is attention that important?
Okay. So attention is a hell of a drug
fair point.
And it has its purposes. If I had anything that would embarrass my children like that or my wife like that, I personally wouldn't be so willing to put that out there like that. And clearly there are people that, have a different degree of onus of, right. Right. It's there's some people that can talk about I do stand up. I crack jokes on myself about things. There's some, and then family and friends as well. But for me, there's a line, right? There's a certain line, and you certainly want to, before, if you even think that line is getting close, for me, I have the conversation with the fact, hey, is it, I have this joke, you cool? I just want to make sure you cool with it before I go all the way with it. You know what I mean? If they say, oh yeah, good. then I run with it. If I don't care, then I don't mention it. I just do it. But for people that I care about, I wouldn't want to put them in a position that, put strain on the relationship because of a joke, for fame, for attention, for laughs. Because there's a difference between people laughing with you and laughing at you. And I think at this point, we're laughing at her for, and again, she might be at the point where she don't really care.
But I guess that's my point, right? It's selfish. At the end of the day, it's selfish. And she might be at the point where she doesn't care what the public knows. But you can't be in a marriage and a parent to small children and not care about how they think and how they feel about what you reveal. There's no you anymore when you get into that situation. It's y'all, it's us. To discard the us for you, to me, is sowing seeds of failure of your relationship. It's the beginning. It's the beginning of the end, rather. I would think. But I could be wrong. I'm not married, so whatever.
I mean, again, this is assuming that she didn't have this conversation with her spouse pre, revealing it to the world.
I want to meet that brother.
If he knew,
I want to just figure out how he comes about that level of strength. Because me, couldn't do it.
Maybe he smashed 50% of 3LW and he got one up on it. Like, yeah, you got that one.
Ooh, boy, I was finna go somewhere. It is 2023. I'm just saying.
Kiely Williams' group would be, instead of 3LW, she should have called it 3XD.
Kiely ain't right.
Yeah. I mean, hey, listen, more power to that sister. But
her husband is one Mr. Brandon Cox.
Yeah, he knew already. He already knew. With a name like Cox, he had to know.
I'm just jealous of the last name. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right. His name's Brandon. They call him Big B Cox. Big Cox for sure. Friends call me Big Cox.
She's still
yeah, that's wild. I mean, but you know what? I can't be. I'm trying. I'm being judgmental, but at the same time, I'm thinking of it in terms of people have things about them they want to reveal or whatever the case, and they're cool with it. If they cool with it, I'm cool with it. I can be embarrassed for you, kind of, sort of, but if you don't care, more power to you. I would just, talking to my nieces would be like, hey, these people are not role models. This is not something to aspire to.
No.
You know what I mean? Maintain your status as a lady. And yeah, that's all I got to say about that.
Don't waste your here's what I'll say. And I'll try not to engender it. Don't waste your energy, money, time, body, and thought on someone who does not deserve it and who sees you as temporary. Don't make temporary short-term decisions with your money, your thought, your time, your body for short-term people. Think long-term when dealing with those things. Don't just, just be careful. I'll be glad when we get to a point where YouTube doesn't clamp down on what we say so hard, because there are things that I just really want to say raw that I can't say raw.
Well, there are things that we could just say it and then we just put it on our website, unpopin.com, and it'll be the raw and uncut. So we'll get to that point at some point, folks, if you need to go and start making your way over there anyway, because,
And folks, that's what they call a shameless plug. Well, since
Speaking of, yeah, go ahead.
Since I was about to say, since we decided to just keep it raunchy, you want to just keep going?
Nah, I think I need to change the palette real quick.
Well, I got one more raunchy story before we go, but please,
right.
sir, the floor is yours.
So speaking of shameless plugs, Stephen A. Smith has been on a run, plugging his new book. He's been everywhere on every show, radio, TV. He was even, true story, at my church Sunday, CCC, talking to my pastor A.R. Bernard about his new book and his walk of faith, and which I learned some things about Stephen A. Smith I had no idea, which was pretty cool. But in the midst of doing all these appearances, he appeared on Sherry Shepherd's show, and she asked him about Rihanna performing at the Super Bowl. Here's what he had to say about it.
Are you excited for this halftime show?
I don't want to say I'm not excited. She's fantastic. That's not where I'm going with this.
Okay, where you going?
Ladies and gentlemen, she's a lot of things. She's spectacular, actually.
Yes.
And congratulations on new mamahood.
Yes.
There's one thing she's not.
Uh-huh.
She ain't Beyonce.
I know she's not Beyonce, but wait a minute. Hold on. Steven.
The only reason I brought up Beyonce is because Beyonce recently performed at the Super Bowl.
Yes, she did.
And without Bruno Mars and Coldplay.
Okay, so Beyonce performed, but she's had her time. Now there's Rihanna. Rihanna's coming back. She got that extra of motherhood. I like Rihanna.
You know what? I like television.
Uh-huh.
I like a lot of talent out there. There's some spectacular females in television. I just want to say that. Everybody ain't Sherry.
Okay, everybody's not sharing.
That's not throwing shade on them. That's appreciating their greatness, but understanding there's levels, you know?
Okay.
Let me just real quick. I will start this off by saying I am not a huge Beyonce fan. I'm just not. Never have been, never will be. Really. However, for Sherry to say Beyonce has had her time is ridiculous. I don't love her, but she is still sitting at the top of the pile. She's still the queen.
I don't think she meant it that way, though. I don't think she meant like Beyonce had a time and she's done. I don't think she actually meant it that way. I believe she was saying that Beyonce has been running things and doing her thing, and she had her time on the Super Bowl stage, and this is something different. I think that's what she was going with it.
I hope so, because otherwise she sounds ridiculous. And this is from someone who is not a Beyonce fan.
She was confused and like kind of panicky because, you know, Beyonce fans, both Beyonce and Rihanna fans are both crazy. So, I don't know any other way how to say it. And to make the comparison, people have been comparing, you know, Rihanna to Beyonce for a long time. That's been happening for a long time. I don't understand why, because they're not really in the same lane exactly. I mean, except for both being Black women that sing and perform, they're not really in the same lane in terms of style of music and performance style and vocal abilities. They're not the same.
I agree. They are pretty close, though. You know, if I had to be honest, you know, again, as not a Beyonce fan, Beyonce's a much better singer. She's a better singer.
Beyonce is would be more in line with what Janet Jackson does in terms of like performance, like dancing and all that.
Yeah.
And if I had to compare Rihanna to anyone, I really, because she doesn't really dance like that. I can't think of who to I can't think of who to compare her to. That's at that level. I can't. And not for nothing, Rihanna kind of stopped making music. She was like, you know what? I'm gonna do this Fenty Beauty thing. Screw y'all. I make more money with this in my sleep without having to worry about icing my knees. So I'm done.
Oh, there was a Chris Brown joke there.
Now, stop it. That's terrible. You're just egging me on to say something crazy. I'm trying to keep...
I really am.
Oh boy. Ooh, okay. You know what? Nope. Nope. So in any case, all that to say, Rihanna's not a strong dancer like that. She's not as vocally. I think her vocal abilities are different than from Beyonce, but she is a strong performer. She makes great music, and I would love to see what she does up on the stage. I wouldn't compare it to Beyonce though. I just wouldn't.
And the thing is I'm curious as to why he did. The question that she asked him did not call for a comparison.
Well, I mean,
it was just, what do you think about her doing the Super Bowl? He could have been like, he could have talked about her doing the Super Bowl, but he made that comparison. So yeah. It wasn't necessary.
It's in line with what he does. He starts, he kind of sparks a fire and walks away and watches it burn from the sidelines. So he did go on and apologize. The apology was kind of weird too, because people complained that he called sweetheart or baby girl or something like that, and they felt that was kind of condescending.
People irritate me with that.
Yeah,
they do. Come on. Anyway, go ahead. I'm not gonna go on that rant.
They felt that it was a bit like it wasn't. He was kind of looking down like, all right, okay, little girl, like, any case. But he apologized and he said he's looking forward and congratulations on being able to perform at the Super Bowl and all this. But again, like I said, that's in line with what he offers his opinion about stuff, and his opinion, he was itching to say that, it seems like. He was itching to say that. And so he got it off. And he got a book. That's attention. Once again, it's attention. And
let's be honest, it's not really a hot take.
No.
It's not really a hot take. No. I think people probably dislike him more than they dislike what he said. I think they just kind of look for reasons to kind of come at Stephen A. Smith. I mean, again, I think the comparison was unnecessary. It just wasn't called for within the confines of the question that she asked.
Right.
But it wasn't like this crazy hot take that everybody should go ooh about. They should have just been like, yeah, that wasn't necessary, and just move on.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it was almost intentional, or it was on his mind. He said it, like without even thinking about what it actually meant.
He is a media professional who has done this for years. So it was calculated then. Yes.
You believe?
I believe, yes. He got to sell these books.
Yeah.
Got to move these books, baby. These books ain't going to sell theyself.
Mm-hmm.
Just like this police officer in Tennessee.
Oh, God.
Have you heard about this story?
No, wait. Are we talking about the
officer friendly?
So it's the woman, right? That looks like the damn train. Like, well, what's the name of that train?
See, the joke was right there, and I was like, nope. Train is a very interesting word to use in relation to this story.
Dinosaur train. She looked like. Okay, sorry.
There are memes out there that say she looks like Morty from Rick and Morty.
They put her face on the kids' train thing, whatever that character's called.
Thomas the Train?
Thomas the Train. They put her face on the Thomas the Train.
Oh, that's so bad.
What's even worse is it fit.
That's so bad. So
sorry.
Here's
Details,
why that's
please.
so bad, ladies and gentlemen. This young cop, and let me switch screens so I can actually pull up the story and make sure my details are accurate as I tell said story. This young cop in Tennessee, Officer Maegan Hall was fired from her job for fraternizing with not one, not two, not three, but 6 of her fellow officers.
Wait.
6 of her fellow officers and at least one of her fellow officers' wives.
She got down with the
wife.
Well, kudos to the wife going, he ain't gonna leave me out. We don't never do anything together. Okay, hon. Well.
Ladies and gentlemen, T-Storm.
Well, here you go.
But yes.
Wow.
She on duty, off duty, in patrol cars, in the police station.
This was ongoing.
This wasn't a one-time, all of y'all at one time. This was you on Tuesday, you on Wednesday, you on Thursday. Now, let's make this better.
You have to understand, she had college loans to pay.
Oh my God.
You know, that student loan forgiveness ain't kicked in yet. She was like, you know what? I got to do something about this. These loans ain't going to pay themselves.
She took to protect and serve very seriously.
She was like, Biden, you taking too long. I'll handle it. I got it. I got this.
So yeah, I have a picture up of all of the parties. She was fired.
All of the parties, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a lot of faces on the screen. She was fired. 3 additional officers were fired.
Okay.
And 3 officers were suspended.
Okay. The ratio. Okay. Can I mention her race?
Yes.
She was Caucasian or
Yes.
European descent or Comafian descent. Comafian. She was of the Kumquat tribe of Gobble Gobble Nutus Nation. And there were a few Mandingos in her circumference as well. And we know of the Gobble Gobble tribe, they love them some Mandingos from time to time.
But what you hate is that's what got her in trouble.
Wow.
She was running around talking about the length and girth of one of the African American, or rather black officers' member. She was bragging on it.
Wow. Okay. And that's what got her in trouble. That's part
of what it was, but that she, people was like, how you know about Chauncey? And
wow.
The truth came out, so to speak.
Came out, eh?
Yeah, it did. But
sound more like it came in several times.
Among the officers that were fired were 2 black officers and a Latino officer. Of the officers suspended, all Caucasian officers.
Really? And this was where now? Mississippi?
Tennessee. Small town in Tennessee.
I mean, this Mississippi cousin.
I found that to be interesting. I also found it interesting that this young lady is married.
That's not too interesting.
Well, let's make it a little bit more interesting. Married to a fellow officer.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Okay, I'm willing to bet that officer wasn't African American.
He is not.
Okay. So there's that.
Very religious gentleman who is staying with his wife and trying to repair his marriage.
What are you gonna do it with a needle and thread?
He gonna need some Gorilla Glue and some duct tape.
Because I'm sure something ripped. You have to do a lot of repairing. You're gonna have to do surgical reparations down there.
Oh, that was horrible.
You're gonna have to staple it shut.
It's too late for that.
Or buy a new one. Wow. That is unfortunate, disturbing, and funny as hell. It
ain't really a whole lot to say, right?
I mean, listen, if that don't, and she was in Day in Tennessee, if that don't sound like the ancestors get back,
you ain't right. You ain't right.
Missy want us to come over to the barn. Missy said, come over to the barn and bring your friends.
Again.
Again.
All jokes aside, there was question about her mental fitness, her drinking. She was drinking on the job, allegedly drinking on the job.
Oh, wow.
And then dry fired a weapon at her own head because I think the quote was, wanted to know what it felt like and wanted to know what it sounded like.
I would say she was nuts, but that would mean you are what you eat. So, yeah,
that one was really quick, by the way. That was pretty
good. Yeah, she don't sound all together. I mean, and as my ATL and brothers would say, that's crazy.
Oh my God, this is funny. And I just noticed this, and I'll share it screen. I'm looking at the story on New York Post and just scrolling through the pictures, and there's a picture of Officer Hall.
Is that her name?
Officer Hall. Yeah, her name's Maegan Hall, I believe is her name. And she's smiling in her uniform, and she's eating a meal, and it's fried chicken. Looks to be macaroni and cheese and cornbread and green beans.
She was trying to get invited to okay, so either she was the most liberal person,
she was liberal, all right.
Yeah, she was limber and liberal. So if she you know what, nope, I can't say it because that kind of I wonder what her arrest record was like. Did she not pull over black folks? Or if she did pull them over,
how many of them got off?
I would say every last one of them. in the office, in the mobile office.
Oh God.
And then, maybe that was her way of reparations. She was like, I
gotta find that meme now.
That freedom ring. Okay, sorry, I'll stop. That is disturbing. I hope she gets some help. And kudos to her husband.
No, that ain't no kudos. Listen, I don't encourage people to break up their marriages. However,
he gonna choke the hell out of her. Ultimately.
Oh no.
I mean, look, okay, if we had to
if you look at the train and it says all aboard.
If you look at well, I don't want to say that about man, you just don't know. Listen, hey, good luck. It's good luck. I just won't, let's not be surprised if she come up missing and he's like, I don't know where she went.
He seems like, I think his family is very much into the church. He's very religious background. His name is Jebediah, for God's sake.
He's in a cult.
His superiors are like, look, this ain't his fault. He didn't do it. He's a great officer, and I believe that to be true. He seemed from the pictures and the quotes that I've seen, he seems like super wholesome dude who really just wants to be in a relationship with his wife. And I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I think it's just very difficult to be in a healthy relationship with your wife when she's in unhealthy relationships with a number of people. And she was saying that they had an open marriage. He didn't seem like he agreed with that. Right. It was only one door was open, right?
One door on both lips.
I was going to say one door on both legs, but sure. So, I mean, I don't know if it's true. I mean, he could be saying that now to save face, and it really could have been open. Who knows, right? But for some reason, he wants to work it out with his wife, and I'm not built of that kind of stuff. I'm just not.
I mean, if he's of the faith, but you have an out. That's a clear out. Like that's pretty much, hey, if your wife is passing out cookies or as the back in the day we say the nap, if her dugout was being dug out.
You ain't right.
By multiple shovels. You could walk away from that and go, hey, I tried, but hey, more power to him.
I'm sorry. I know we're coming to a close on this topic and the show, but it does make me a little curious. What were the male officers who engaged in that behavior? What were they thinking? Right. And that has nothing to do with her level of attractiveness, because there's a lot of people like, she ain't even that hot. That's irrelevant.
It was probably just it was easy. It was there. That sometimes that's all it takes. Is there.
For you to put your job at risk?
Hey, everybody ain't got the same common sense or moral sense, clearly, to go, yeah, let's not do that. You don't pull where you eat. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody don't think like that. So
that's not exactly what I'm saying. It's very close, but it's not exactly what I'm saying. If the circumstances were single male officer, single female officer, not partners working the same beat, neither of them were superiors over the other. They were lateral in terms of rank and position within the department, and they were off duty when they engaged in what they engaged in, I would feel extremely different about it. Because if you work a job, you spend most of your life on the job. You spend a few hours at night at home, eating dinner, doing what you got to do and sleeping, and then it's rinse and repeat. But most of your life is spent at the job. So if you eliminate people that you work with from your dating pool, it's going to be very, very difficult for you to find someone to partner with. So if that were the case, I'd say fair enough. They broke the policy of the department. They should be reprimanded as such, but I wouldn't feel like it was such a moral, my indignation wouldn't be so high, right? But because of what it is, I'm like, what are y'all thinking, bro? She's married. Some of it's, one of them was, at least one of them that I remember from the story was a superior officer. You on the job.
Was her superior officer?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes. On the job, in the vehicles, using city time and equipment. And like, what were you thinking, bro? What were you thinking?
Clearly, the dome upstairs wasn't doing the thinking.
Fair point.
You know, and it goes back to us. Everybody don't have the same level of wherewithal or are willing to risk it all just because, you know, there's a hole to stick your toe in.
I'm not. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it. I ain't doing it.
I ain't going.
No, sir, boss. No, sir.
Now, if she was a superior officer and forcing herself on, that would be a whole different thing.
Right.
Well, yeah, the whole thing is weird. And she clearly doesn't sound like she was all there from the beginning. You know what I mean? So, yeah. Good luck, y'all. That's weird. We didn't get a chance to get to our favorite athletic superstar, Sha'carri Richardson, who found herself in some a weird predicament on an airplane recently, and thought that she was being discriminated against, and videotaped the episode of her being asked to get off the damn plane, in which she was like feeling like the person from the airline was rude to her and that he should be removed from the plane. Sweetheart, that's not how it worked. But well, you know what? We'll spend some time on that next, because that's once she thinks it's going to get news, it's not. We'll talk about it, but
listen, you just want to roll the clip? I mean, we here.
You know what? Hang on, let's see. I sent it to you, right?
Yes.
Here it is. Here it is, people.
Here at all times. I'm diabetic, number one. I ain't got time to play. They didn't have to do that. They just wanted to do that.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm. They do that to all of us and stuff. They let other little people get away with bullshit. He could have just shut the hell up and mind his business.
Right. And then like I said, it was just the way he was talking to me. I definitely would have listened to instructions, but the way he was talking to me was very unprofessional. And then his hands were all in my face. He didn't dismiss that part. So if I'm getting off the plane, I feel like as a flight attendant, they need a better flight attendant. He need to get off too.
They're not gonna happen. But my point, I want you to make sure you do your report.
Thank you, by the way. I'm missing my connection, which means I have to now get off the plane.
Oh, so you're worried about a connection.
Oh, yeah.
You're worried about a connection while a grown man is disrespecting me.
I don't give a shit.
You don't give a shit. So I don't give a shit. So I don't give a shit. I didn't do anything. So, oh, Jesus. Because I'm selfish. Okay.
No more.
Okay.
She's getting into it with another passenger that's like, I'm missing my connection because of you. And, you know, like the flight attendant was being rude to me. You know, he's like, I don't give a damn about that. And so she's like, I don't care about your connection flight. And he called her selfish, which it sounds like.
So we get off the damn flight real quick. Sign it on my money thing right here. Put it right here, real quick. I was on the flight with you.
Yes, ma'am. That is wrong. No, I'm Miss Richardson.
They want you off the plane.
May I be explained to as to why I'm being removed off the plane?
The captain wants you off the plane.
Okay, does the captain know the situation that happened before removing me?
They made the call.
They made the call. So do they know that this man hands is all of...
That's about all I can really take, honestly. You know what? I won't say she ain't got no home training. It sounds like it, but she feels like she was due some entitled to. It's just an entitled attitude. It sounds like to me. You know what I mean? Now, Okay, to be fair, I don't know all that happened before she started rolling video. Maybe the flight attendant was cussing at her and had his hand in her face. Okay, so if that happened, you rotate. I want to make a complaint. They say you got to get off the plane.
You got to get off the plane. It's not a debate.
Yeah. You think you're going to just stay there and the plane's going to take off and you're going to stay? No, you got to go. That's not where you fight it. It's just like with cops. If you get pulled over, get in the ticket. You don't fight it then, fight it in court.
What's the saying? You might beat the case, but you can't beat the ride.
Right. So anyway, what do you think on this real quick?
I think she is spoiled. I think she irritates me most of the time. I think she is entitled. I think it is, and I really don't mean this in a bad way. I just look at her behavior in its totality of what we see in the media, of what is presented and what she presents. And I think it is clear that there wasn't a significant male presence in her upbringing. And it bugs me. It just bugs me. And then to play the race card, this is not a race card situation. This is a your bad behavior situation. This is, you were there, whatever the altercation was, you did something that they did not approve of as people who have to conduct that flight. They didn't just walk over and look at you and say, okay, and he just put his hands in your face. Right. As I understand it, they asked her to get off of her phone and she was recording a video and wouldn't get off the phone. And they take that very seriously. I think it's a little ridiculous personally, but I'm not an aviation expert, right? It's just my opinion. But I do think they take that a little ridiculously. But for her to think that she's just going to do whatever she wants to do on the plane, stay on the plane, when they tell her to get off the plane, then she going to make it her mission to get him taken off the plane too. That ain't how that works. That ain't how that works. And then, like, Don't Fly American. I made the mistake of reading the comments of that particular post.
Okay.
And the number of people who ran to her defense, because I think the post was, should I file charges or go to court or whatever? I'm like, what is the grounds of your lawsuit?
Right.
What are you claiming? You were assaulted? You weren't assaulted. You were discriminated against? You weren't discriminated against.
She said she felt threatened.
Fair enough. You felt threatened. However, what legal action is that? What lawyers, jump into the comments and help me out. What are the grounds? Did he actually threaten you? Right? That's something completely different. I am going to kill you. I am going to hurt you. I am going to punch you in the face. I'm going to break your arm. Those are actual threats.
Right.
Him saying get off of your phone and being forceful about it and you felt threatened is not a threat. That's not a threat. That's just how you felt. And we live in this world now where people feel a certain way and the whole world is supposed to bend to how they feel in that moment. It's irritating. You sent that clip to me and I was watching it and I was just like, I needed a drink after watching that thing.
Listen, all the people coming to her defense and whatever, it's why we do this show. In a world where, stupidity is celebrated, we are proud to represent the unpopular opinion. And this is why we do the Unpopin show, folks. We appreciate you watching, appreciate you listening. We want to hear your comments. We want to see what you got to say about this. Jump in the comments and share, and we'll talk to you another time, man. Y'all be safe out there, man. Peace.
Peace.